Hey YouTube family, welcome to another episode of Sunday Coffee Talk. Got my cup of Joe right here, it's hot. In this episode, before we get into the intro a little bit, it's going to be a very unique, weird episode just because I created this meditation for myself. It's actually on my channel also, but we'll get to that later. But I put it in my own voice. And I've been doing it this whole week. So this week it's been very weird and emotional week when I've been doing this meditation. So that's what we're going to talk about today is this meditation, how my week went, and kind of share my experiences doing this meditation. But before we get into that, remember with Coffee Talk, this is just a casual conversation. This is a one-take wonder most of the time, unless I have a giant brain fart and there's dead space. I take out the dead space. I don't want to bore you to death. But remember, if you want to work with me, all the links are in the description. Any videos we talk about here in the Coffee Talk is pinned in the description as well. That's why it's easy to find. But anyway, let's kind of move into what we're going to talk about here and how this week has been. It's kind of been a very, very weird week, and it's been kind of an emotional one, kind of an emotional kind of tug and war, because basically what happened, I believe on Monday I did this, this beginning of the week, and I did this all week. On Monday, I created this meditation, and I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I've been wanting to do a meditation, but in my own voice. Okay, because I felt like, and I've been wanting to do this for like at least a year, putting meditations on my own voice, and just because now I have good mics. I got a good mic here, I got the Rode Pod mic over here, so I can kind of record my voice at high quality. Before I didn't have that, so that's what kind of held me back. If you wanted to know that information. But anyway, for me, I thought it was powerful to put meditations in my own voice because that's kind of like my own subconscious mind talking to me type of thing. So you can kind of see when we go down the rabbit hole here, why when I did this meditation in my own voice, saying my name and, putting some details in there, some intentions that I want and stuff like that, I had some really weird things happen to me this week. And, but before I forget, I will, link the meditation I was doing in the comments, so you can check that out. That is a public video, the meditation I did. The only thing I changed in the public video, I just took out my name and some of my intentions in there. That way, because when I made two videos. I made one catered only to me. Then I made one that's kind of catered to everybody. So, but the one you're listening to, if you want to check it out, it's pretty much 90%. The only thing I removed is just like my personal name, my personal stuff. But other than that, it's the same. But anyway, what I did was I made the meditation. I stuck it on my phone. That way I can just put an earpiece in when I go to sleep at night and listen to it. And I looped it. So this is an hour meditation on loop, and it lasts for 1 hour. So I did this meditation on Monday. I did it Monday night, Tuesday night. Now, with Tuesday night, Wednesday morning when I woke up, I kind of felt weird a little bit because like an old past relationship came up for me. And with this relationship, this was a very, very tough breakup for me. I think we broke up back in, I believe, near the end of 2018. We went out for, 11, maybe 12 years. She also had a son. So I knew her son, when we first met, since he was 2.5. So, I pretty much, his name's Liam, but I pretty much treated Liam like my own son. And so we've been broken up since near the end of 2018. And from the end of 2018 until now, 2025, of course, our contact is no longer there. I do talk to Liam from time to time. I do keep in contact with Liam because he's 20 years old right now. But anyway, I haven't thought about the relationship for a long time. So for this just to all of a sudden just kind of come up out of nowhere. And so it kind of, when I woke up on Wednesday, it kind of made me feel weird. I was like, why am I thinking about this? And the feeling was just so strong, like not as strong as like we just broke up type of thing, but it was just so strong. The emotion was there. And, and, so, I kind of recognized that and was aware of it. But then on Wednesday I got like really tired and I wanted to take a nap. So I thought, well, when I take a nap, that's kind of how I do it. If I take a nap or I go lay down and go to sleep, that's when I do my meditations, or that's when I lay down and go inside my imagination. That's how I kind of do it. So I do it those two ways. So I thought, well, I'm going to lay down and take a nap. So I'll just do my hour meditation again. And this time, when I lay down and took a nap, I was like super tired. So I just flipping fell asleep, like listening to the meditation. And I'm not even lying to you. When I woke up, the emotion of breaking up was just on flipping fire. And my first thought was, honestly, I can't do this meditation no more. Serious. I'm laughing now, but on Wednesday, the whole Wednesday, even Wednesday night, was when I was thinking about it, tears would come to my eyes and stuff like that. I'm handling myself better now because today's Sunday. So if I was doing this video on Wednesday, I would probably be crying right now. It wouldn't be a smile on my face or humorous or me keeping it a little bit light. It was pretty rough, but honestly, dead honest, like when I woke up from that nap, my first instinct was, I can't do this meditation no more. I can't do it. Like, I don't know why. It was like deep rooted feeling. It was something that I kind of just buried and didn't go through, didn't really accept, didn't really let it go, didn't really release it. And it was just coming to me. Like, it was, even when I would think about it, I would almost want to cry, or 100% tears would come to my eyes. But, it was such a raw, and I know I'm repeating myself, it was such a flippin' raw feeling of, I wanted to run away from the meditation. It's like, dude, I can't do this no more. That's how powerful the meditation was. And so, I kind of sat down throughout the whole Wednesday. I wasn't even too sure on Wednesday night. This is like Wednesday midday because I took a nap. Even on Wednesday night, I wasn't even too sure if I could do this meditation again. I didn't, because it was just painful. And it was bringing up so many painful memories around not so much breaking up, but just kind of the past, how it used to be and stuff like that. And just the memories and enjoying the memories of it. And that was painful. And with that, I kind of want to read you some stuff because on Wednesday night, I kind of sat down. I was kind of going through, why am I having these emotions? I haven't thought about them for such a long time. And it wasn't like I laid down thoughting about them. It just kind of was, doing this meditation was just kind of brought to the surface. And this wasn't, I'm not done with the story. So other things happened when I did this meditation. But let me, this is the picture of me, the coffee talk, by the way. But let me share some things with you here that I just want to read to you really, really quick. And because if you're kind of going through the same thing, maybe you've done a meditation, maybe you tried the meditation that I've done, that I kind of made. Of course, it's in my own voice. It's not your voice. But maybe to help you out, especially if you got stuff buried there and you're having trouble releasing it. And I just want to read really fast. I'm not going to discuss it, just read really fast, kind of how I was kind of working through these emotions. And that I thought was kind of very powerful when I sat down Wednesday night to kind of reflect. I reflected on this all day Wednesday, the rest of Wednesday, because I wanted to reflect on it, because my first flippin' thought was, I'm not going to do this meditation again. So, that was my first thought. It was almost like flight. It's kind of like flight or fight type of thing. Like, if you get scared to do something, do you kind of run away from the issue, or do you want to stay there and kind of fight it? Do you want to stay there and kind of, no, I'm not moving. I'm working through this stuff. So let me read some stuff to you here. And I'll read 3 sections to you that's really powerful, but listen up. Meditations, especially sleep ones, have a way of digging up old memories and emotions because your subconscious is more open and vulnerable during that state. Okay, we all know this. We all know when we get in a sleepy state, your subconscious is way more in control. I mean, our subconscious is working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but in a sleepy state, once we go to sleep, our conscious mind, our logical mind actually shuts off, actually goes to sleep. You know what I mean? And our subconscious takes over. It's way more influential. It's way more influential. I mean, that's why you do sleep techniques and stuff like that, or the Neville Goddard technique right before sleep, because we're more open to it. When you start reprogramming your mind for abundance or healing, sometimes your brain will surface unresolved feelings like past relationships. I mean, almost as a way to clear the cache. I mean, it's like your subconscious saying, hey, we still have this stuff buried. Do you want to release it? And that's where like when you have like stuff buried in you, you've never released it. Maybe you dealt with it a little bit, but it's just buried in there and you run from it. You haven't really kind of in a healthy way release it. And when you're trying to go from your old identity to your new identity, and that's basically what manifesting is, you're going from an old self shifting to your new self. But in order to go up in a higher consciousness, in order to live life on your terms, what ends up happening, why things aren't really working for us is because sometimes, like what I'm going through, sometimes we're still hanging on to these old things that's happened to us, old memories we haven't really let go. And in this example for me was a relationship. So let's continue, get through this. The Chad bit is great, because I put kind of like my nicknames through there, the Chad and stuff like that in my meditation video. I mean, it adds a playful, powerful identity to the mix, but these old emotions might just be resistance rising to the surface. And it goes on. Now, have you been acknowledging those memories when you wake up? Or have you been trying to push them aside? Sometimes just mentally saying, I release this, it no longer defines me, can help. And this is what I've been doing. Like when I started doing the meditation, of course I continued the meditation. I didn't quit, I hung in there. But one of the things you can do, and I read it kind of fast, is when you have these old feelings come up, these old identities, kind of your old self, these old hurts and pains that it's like an anchor in your life. And I did a video on this too. I did a video on forgiveness. I'll link that in the description as well. It's only an 8-minute video, but it's very, very powerful on forgiveness. And watch that. I won't discuss it here because this video is going to be a little bit long. But it says when we have old things come up, just saying, like when you're listening to a meditation, it's bringing up these old feelings, just saying to yourself or saying out loud, I release this. It no longer defines me. I mean, this can help. Just saying, I release it. These memories are the past. We had great memories, but I release it. It no longer defines me. And I read you a couple more things real fast. This is a solid first step. Awareness is a key. So like for myself, I was aware, because when these emotions came up, I was immediately called it. I was aware of it because it was emotional, and it was so emotional, I didn't want to do the meditation again. I mean, just being transparent with you. But just being aware of what's going on, being aware of your problems, mistakes, your habits, your bad habits you have. And because it's our habits that keep us stuck to our old identity that we want to fix. And that's when you do meditations again, like meditations are influential. It's influencing your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind lots of times is going to bring up dirt in order for you to release it and get rid of it so you can grow. So you can grow and be that new identity you want to be. So awareness is the key, but pushing them aside can sometimes make them stick even more. I mean, isn't that so powerful? Like when we have something bad happen to us and we're trying to push it aside because we don't want to deal with it, But when we push it aside, isn't it weird? When we don't deal with it, we're just trying to push it away, almost like force. Remember, force negates. When we're just trying to force something away, it wants to stick to us even more. Sorry, my throat's a little bit scratchy. And take a sip of coffee here. Isn't it weird? I mean, I heard who like Andrew Tate say this, like that he doesn't want to, like, once somebody's negative, he don't want to hang around you, because he says, like, negativity is sticky. It sticks to you. And we've all experienced that. We've all, hung around somebody that was negative, or maybe we have a friend we hang out with all the time that is negative, or they always see the negative side of things, or they're kind of like a worrywart. Maybe they're not negative, but they just work like they're like a worrywart. I mean, they worry about everything. And when you hang around them, it's sticky to you. Next thing you know, you start worrying about shit. I mean, it's kind of weird when that happens. So, I mean, I thought, when I read that, I thought, oh, that makes sense. We're just pushing it aside, but it sticks to us. It's still there. It's like an anchor in our life. And, it's like telling your brain, it's like if I tell you, don't think about the pink elephant. Don't think about the pink elephant, but you end up thinking about it. You know what I mean? Or if I tell you, when you go to bed tonight, don't think about the pink elephant. But when you go to bed tonight, that's what you're thinking about. You're probably going to say, Chad, stop it. I'm going to think about the pink elephant tonight when I go to sleep. But it's so true. Like, awareness is key, but pushing them aside, it sticks to you because you haven't dealt with it. You haven't released it in a proper way. But then it goes on. It says, instead, next time you wake up feeling weird or thinking about past relationships, try this. Acknowledge without judgment. Okay? Acknowledge your feelings, but don't judge it. Don't think, why? Why am I having these feelings? It's been a long time. Just acknowledge it. Okay? This memory is here, and it's okay. It's okay to have these memories. It's okay. And then ask yourself, what is this trying to show me? I mean, sometimes it's just old energy leaving, and other times there's a lesson or a belief tied to it. Then release it. The third thing is release it. Silently affirm, I release this with love. It no longer serves me. And this is what I started doing to myself in the meditation. If I started feeling these emotions, I would I do apologize. Maybe I'm getting emotional. I'm kind of holding in the emotion a little bit. Or maybe I'm getting a little cold. But I'm in Thailand and it's hot as hell right now, so I don't know how that could happen. But anyway, release it. Silently affirm to yourself, I release this with love. It no longer serves me. I release this with love. It no longer serves me. Then redirect it. Then shift your focus back to your new identity. I mean, Chad doesn't live in the past. He's bold, unstoppable, and focused on the now. Then I wrote down, the fact that these thoughts are coming up probably means your subconscious is cleaning house. You have these embedded thoughts, you haven't dealt with it, and your subconscious is trying to clean house. It has to clean house because you're shifting to your new identity. You're shifting to a more successful version of you. So your subconscious is like, it's just getting rid of these old bad memories you have that you never dealt with, these old bad habits you have that you've never dealt with. Which is actually a sign, listen to this, which is actually a sign that your reprogramming is working. It's actually a sign that the meditation you're doing is actually working. It's just old baggage making noise on its way out. And I want to read you one more thing. And this one is really on doing meditations in your own voice like I did. And I would recommend this for anybody. Like, if you have your favorite meditation, record it in your own voice, either on your phone, whatever, so you can listen to it in your own voice, because it will be so flippin' powerful. And you might go through something like this, what I'm going through. And we'll read through this and we'll kind of get back to the point. But I think this really helps It really helps you if you're going through the same thing. You're going through the same mess. You know what I mean? Using your own voice makes it way more powerful. So using your own voice in meditations is it's like it's 10 times powerful. It's 100 times powerful. Let me tell you that. Your subconscious responds to your voice differently. Listen to this. Your subconscious mind responds to your voice differently because it knows your voice. It knows you. Because it recognizes it as truth. When you hear yourself say, I am the creator of my reality, it doesn't feel like someone else's idea. It's your declaration. You're saying it to yourself. Plus, you're saying it to yourself when you're in a sleepy state. So it's kind of like my own subconscious mind talking to me when I'm drifting off to sleep. I mean, that's likely why these old memories are resurfacing. Your subconscious is shaking loose anything that contradicts your new identity. And that's kind of the perfect way to say this. I mean, that's why, like, when you're in contradiction, when your new identity, that successful version of you, when it's in contradiction, that's why these old memories are coming up. It's coming to the surface. That's why out of the blue, I started thinking about my old relationship because it's buried in there, and my subconscious mind is trying to bring me to a higher level, bring me to a new identity. But these old beliefs, these old relationships, these old patterns are there that needs to be released. Like you're throwing away junk. And that's why I wrote down, like, that's why these old memories are resurfacing. Your subconscious mind is shaking loose anything that contradicts your new identity. I mean, it's like your mind saying, wait, if we're Chad right now, what about these old experiences? What about these old memories? The fact that it's happening in your sleep meditation shows how deeply it's sinking in. Sleep is when your subconscious is most open, so combining it with your own voice is a recipe for rapid transformation. And that's just through research. Like when you're doing things in your own voice, it's a recipe for rapid transformation. Because it's like you're talking to yourself, but your subconscious mind knows your voice. So I kind of put it in a way that I'm talking to myself in this meditation. I mean, it's weird, but it's a good sign. You're literally shedding the old Chad. That's basically what you're doing. Basically, what I'm feeling. When you're shifting to a new identity, you're shedding your old self. I'm shedding the old Chad. Because you have to shed the old Chad to become new. You have to get rid of the old, become a new version of yourself. And I know this is really long, but that's what I was feeling on Wednesday. Wednesday when I woke up, I was really digging deep into the relationship, and it brought up a lot of emotions, and I didn't want to do the meditation again. And Wednesday night, I kind of went through all this stuff before I laid down, and I talked myself back into doing the meditation. So I did a meditation on Wednesday night, then I did a meditation again on Thursday night. Then I had a whole nother situation occurred on Friday, but it was different now. I woke up on Friday morning. I went to make my coffee. So I'll take a sip here. I went to make my coffee, and I'm in Surin right now. I'm in Ang's house. We moved up to Surin because I broke my lease at La Casita. A whole nother story. But I got up, made my coffee. I blew a fuse. When I blew the fuse, it basically melted it's not the coffee maker, but it's kind of the kettle. They have like a kettle to heat up the water. A little bit different. It's not a stovetop kettle. It's one you just plug in that heats up the water. Blew the fuse. The fuse kind of fried the kettle. I was heating the water. Then I did that like right early in the morning. Then I thought, okay, I solved the coffee thing. Still made my coffee old-fashioned way. Heat up water on the stove. So I got the coffee solved. Then I thought I was really in the mood to make a video. So I go outside to make a video, but the neighbors like blasting music, not blasting music, but I mean, it was loud enough that I couldn't do the video outside because it would have picked up the music, and that's a copyright issue. So I kind of got frustrated with that. Couldn't come in here and do the video because Aang was sleeping. So I was just like, so then as I'm doing this, I'm kind of walking around, and I mean, it's kind of like a Thai thing, is, and I know this sounds mean and stuff like that, but not every Thai, of course. But like when you go to Asia or you live abroad in Asia, one of the things with Asia is most parts of Asia is undeveloped. You know, it's it's people have a poverty consciousness. Some can be poor. I mean, even if they have a house, lots of times they're still operating off of that poor mentality. So, so when I'm walking around the property, Aang's dad or Guy, his nephew, it just throws trash all over the place. Like, if they're making instant coffee and they pour the instant coffee in it, if they're outside, they just throw it on the ground. That's what I'm talking about. Or they got all these like flower pots, they just throw it in the flower pots. Like wherever they are, they just throw it. And, just throw trash all over the place. Don't pick up after themselves. And that's really a pet peeve of mine. But this time, like as I'm walking around looking, it brought up an old emotion, and it brought up my dad. My dad was very kind of messy like this when I was growing up. This never picked up after himself, threw stuff. I mean, if he was working on a car outside, and he had all his tools out, his tools just stayed out there. No matter if it was raining or whatever, never picked up after himself, threw stuff around. Kind of just like a slob type of thing. I hate to say it, love you, Dad, but just the truth. And so when I grew up, like I saw this, and I never wanted to be like Dad. You know what I mean? You have to understand kind of this core feeling I had. I never want to be like Dad. So it was another like strong feeling that all of a sudden, like a strong emotion. I wasn't thinking about it. It just I just thought everything's happening so fast. I'm explaining it slow as fuck. But everything's happening so fast in my mind. I'm just kind of walking around looking at it. Then I just have the emotion about Dad. And it was a strong emotion again. And almost like coming from the meditation, where it's bringing up old garbage. It's bringing up old versions of you, old past pains that you haven't dealt with that you need to release. Like it's shedding the old so you can kind of come to the light. It's shedding the old so you can grow to a higher successful version of you. You can live life on your terms. You're shedding the old so you can go to a higher identity, what identity you want right now. And on Friday, I was kind of just in this like weird funk all day. Not kind of a pissed off funk, but just kind of a weird funk because every time I went outside, I saw trash somewhere. It's just like that memory just came up. And, again, it's kind of a Thailand thing. To me, it is a poverty consciousness. It is a poverty habit. We all have habits. That's what you have to understand. We all have habits that hold us back. Bottom line, that what we're doing, okay, that old version of ourselves. But but with this time, it just really bothered me. And it brought up that, again, I'm repeating it like a broken record, but that's what I kind of went through on Friday to kind of wrap this up a little bit. And I kind of still had a thing. It's like, dude, do I still want to do this meditation? This is bringing up dirt. This whole week has been kind of it's been a great week. I still worked and stuff like that. It didn't like mentally shut me down or anything. But it's kind of like, you're kind of like, I kind of felt like I'm kind of walking in the dark. Like, what the hell is going on? I'm doing this meditation. But the whole time you have to understand, the whole time I'm moving forward doing this meditation, I don't want to do it. I want to go the other way. And this whole week kind of felt like that, where I kind of just really want to run the other direction. Kind of that either you stand there and fight it, or you flight, meaning you run away. Okay. And running away isn't the right answer either. Not dealing with it isn't the right answer, because we got to remember, things are not happening to me. Things are not happening to you. They're happening for you. Okay, when things are going on in my life, it's happening for me. Okay, that's a different way to kind of look at things. Okay, life isn't happening to you, no matter if you like it, don't like it. Life is happening for you. Okay, and this was on Friday, so I had the whole dad thing. I was in this weird funk all Friday. I did do the meditation on Friday night and Saturday night, and I had another thing happen. Is this is kind of going on between Friday and Saturday. Saturday was yesterday, and because while I'm here, a lot of things need to be done. A lot of things need to be fixed. I mean, of course, they kind of look at me to fix it. Like if you've seen other videos where I'm kind of walking, like recent ones where I'm kind of walking around outside, they have a cement. They started maybe like a year ago. They started putting up a fence around the property, but it's a cement fence, and they're going to end up putting a gate, kind of like a gated house. But it's only like 50% finished. And, I said, I would finish it for them, pay for it, finish it. They have like maybe about 3 years ago, they had like a tree, like during one of the rainstorms here in Thailand, like break off. It hit the roof, it ruined a couple of the tiles, but they never fixed it. But rain gets in, then also the rain ruined the ceiling in the kitchen that leaks down in the ceiling in the kitchen. So, I know when it comes to this rainy season, when it gets up the rainy season, that's going to need to be fixed. Then on the side here, this is the window here. So on this side, how the sun comes up, the sun kind of rises over here, then it moves across here and kind of sets here at the hottest part of the day. So the sun is just, beating down on this side of the house. So this room can be pretty hot. But I installed an air conditioner up here. But anyway, they want to basically build, like, I want to say a canopy, but build a professional, build out like the canopy. That way it basically shades everything. Then it goes down kind of the whole length of the driveway. That's a big project. I mean, that's not like an urgent thing, but since I've kind of been in this weird funk the whole week, like I kind of been like really fighting being transparent. Like in the beginning, it started where I don't want to do this meditation no more. That was on Wednesday. Then Friday, the whole thing came up with my dad, and then I still had the whole same thing. Like, I don't want to do this meditation no more. You know what I mean? I don't like this. Like, it's almost like you want to run away. You don't want to stand there and deal with it. You want to run. That's my whole body. You have to understand this. My whole body just wants to run away. And sorry about that. The mic. This mic is actually heavy, so when I put it on my shirt, it hangs down. I just want to run away, dude. And then then it's leading into we have someone walking around the property wanting to finish the whole cement fence that's going around, and you have to finish it first before they can put the gate up and all that stuff. So then I just start thinking, like, dude, I need to just go back to Waihan. I need to go or live in Patsy, live myself, or like, because when I come here, it's just a lot of responsibility, and then I'm focused on work. Again, it's like that fight or flight response I'm having this whole week, where I'm just kind of like, dude, I just feel like running. I know I'm trying to keep it light, but that's just like a real emotion I've been having this whole flipping week, and it's just going from one thing to the next, and which I don't mind helping people out, and yet, I mean, Aang and I have been dating for 3.5 years, so it's not a new relationship, and sometimes in Thailand, sometimes like they can look at you, as like to help them out, just because most Thai, not all, but most Thai come from a poverty background, or even if the girl is relatively successful, she has a good job, lots of times her parents are poor, or her brothers and sisters are poor or don't have a good job, then it's kind of the culture norm is for them to kind of take care of their family. So, if you're part of that, you're going out, it can be a culture norm. They can look at you to, oh, can you help me out, type of thing. And depending about how you were raised, what called, I'm from the States, so how you kind of view that, look at that, you're going to have different opinions with that. But you might be able to sense, so I can understand how you're feeling in a little bit. But it's kind of on steroids a little bit. I feel like I'm a sensitive little girl right now because I'm like every day, like ever since Wednesday, every day I wake up, it's like I don't want to do the meditation, and I feel like going home. So literally, like I feel like just running back home. I feel like just getting on the computer right now, booking a flight back to the United States and going. I know that's not the appropriate thing to do. That's just that raw feeling I have. That raw feeling, you don't want to stay and fight. You don't want to stay and push through it. And I know I need to stay and push through it because the whole meditation just pretty much rose everything to the surface. And you still need to just kind of push through it. Okay, it's like you're in the dark, and you like it's like you're driving a car, and at nighttime, and the car headlights only go so far up in front of you, but you still know how to get home. Okay, you're not flipping out because you can't see beyond the headlights. And lots of times in life, that's what we do. We flip out because we don't know how things are going to transpire. And sometimes we can second guess ourselves. Am I doing a good thing, bad thing? Should I do this? Should I not do this? And we need to just kind of hang in there and kind of know that and trust that right now I'm in the right place at the right time. Okay. And life is happening to me. I mean, life is happening for me. I said it backwards. I apologize. Life is happening for me, not to me. Okay. And if you're going through drama and shit right now, old things are coming, you still need to just push through it. I mean, it's kind of the same way, small, but the same way when you want your dream house, your dream car, your dream job, your dream salary, you want to be a millionaire, you want to make millions of dollars. It's the same thing. We go in our head. We're trying to figure out the how when the how isn't our concern. It's really just about going straight to the end, being that person. That's it. And you deny everything around you. Anything in your 3D world that contradicts that new reality, contradicts that new identity that you say you are, you ignore it. Okay? You ignore it, you develop affirmations around it, things you say to yourself that you ignore. And you keep on pushing forward no matter what. A lot of us, myself included, is we get caught up into, I want my dream car, dream house, but then we're moving forward fine and dandy until something bad happens. Okay, or we view it as bad, or our perception is bad of that thing. And it just keeps us dead. We just stop dead in our tracks. And we can stay there for weeks, we can stay there for months, we can stay there for years. Okay, rather than just, it happened for me. Okay, rather than being over analytical why it's happening, why bring energy to it? It's happening for me, and you move around it and you continue on. Okay, and that's been a real lesson for me this week. 100% honest. So that's kind of what I've been dealing with this week. And it all led to this meditation. And today is Sunday, it's Sunday morning, and I did do the meditation. I did a meditation all week. I still hung in there. I'm going to do it tonight. And, I'll pin it in the description for you. But just wanted to share that. I mean, it lasted way longer. 40 minutes while we going through that and discussing it. I'm kind of glad today was Sunday, because if I was doing this video again on Wednesday, I probably would have been like crying through it, teary-eyed through it, wouldn't be able to say certain things. Maybe I would have been more descriptive in my feelings because, Wednesday was probably the most emotional day I was having doing the meditation, brought up all the dirt and baggage and all that donkey shit. But just wanted to share it in a coffee talk. Just want to be transparent. But other than that, thanks for listening. Let's wrap this baby up. It's been a long time. Things are hanging in. If you hung in to the end, kudos to you. But blessings to you. I know this week is going to be a great week for you. Even if you don't think it's going to be a great week, I assume it to be anyway for you and for myself. But have a happy Sunday, by the way, if you're watching this in the morning, whenever you're watching this. And I will see you in the next video.